Hi, my name is Akiva Goldman. I'm the director and founder of Goldman & Associates. Our firm has a primary focus on family law issues here in Michigan. And today we're going to continue our video series designed to educate and inform the public. So please subscribe to our channel. What happens if you get sued? Well, there's a lot of dimension and a lot of different steps associated with being a litigant. And sometimes that means you're suing someone, and sometimes that means you're being sued. Now, it could happen in a divorce. You could be served with papers. It could happen in a non-marital situation where there's custody, parenting time support. In family law, it is often the case that the way these things come up, much like general civil law, is you're sued. So what are the things you do when you're being sued? Well, there are three primary initial things that you got to do. Number one, a lot of times people learn they're being sued because there's a court officer or a bailiff who's trying to serve them. Maybe your ring on your door caught that somebody's trying to bring you papers. Maybe your neighbor saw a bailiff come to the house knocking on the door, or maybe somebody left a business card and it said, "I'm Detective Jones, please call me." Whatever the case may be, if you're being sued, a lot of times people think that the instinct and the proper way to go is to evade the service. That is to say, to not accept the papers. I don't believe in that. I think you should take them, because ultimately, if you don't take them, the proceeding may go by default without your input, and then you don't know what's going on. And then, of course, you complain, "I can't believe there's a judgment against me, and I didn't get a chance to go to court." Well, how could you? You evaded service. So, number one, accept the papers. A guy comes to your house and says, "I have papers for Mr. Jones." I mean, you can ask him what it's about, and he'll tell you you're being sued for something, and who sent them, Joe Smith. You can find out who it is and probably give you an idea what it's about. But number one, accept the papers. Now, when you get the papers, open them up, read them. Let's find out what this is about. Is it something that you're knowledgeable about? Is it something that came out of the blue? Are you the only one being sued? Are you one of a group of people that are being sued? And maybe you're not even the primary target. Maybe you're listed because of a limited involvement. It's very important, but ultimately you're going to call up some lawyer and you're going to say, "I got served with papers," and he's going to say, "Well, what's it about?" You need to be able to answer that question. Number three, gather information that is relevant to the lawsuit. Do you have a defense? If you're being sued because you owned a car and it was in an accident, and you have documents to show that you no longer own that car. You hadn't owned that car for a year by the time that accident occurred. Gather the information that's necessary to prove that. Gather whatever documents you have that are relevant to your defense, because again, when you call a lawyer, what's going to happen? You're going to say, "I'm not responsible for this for reasons A, B, C, and D." And he's going to say, "Well, do you have supporting documentation that will mount that defense? We can use those documents to lodge that defense. Do you have the documents?" You want to be able to say yes. You want to be able to say, "I'll come to you and I'll hand them to you, or I'll fax them to you, or I'll email them to you so we can discuss." These are the kind of things, at least as a primary, that you should do. Now, there are many other steps in defending a case successfully, but these are amongst the first three things that you should do. Accept service, read the documents, gather information. If you have any questions about that, reach out, and we'll be glad to help you out.